Well. LeBron through the years, game one tonight, outmanned against the dynastic Golden State Warriors. LeBron through the years has been very cryptic. You go to his Twitter, you go to his Instagram, you used to go to his Snapchat. What's LeBron saying? I can't figure it out. Coming, going, leaving, staying. What's he doing? Oh, that's interesting. LeBron wasn't cryptic at all yesterday. LeBron went out and was willing to talk here a couple of days before the NBA Finals begin tonight with what is perceived as a very LeBron-friendly reporter. And nothing wrong with that, but it is somebody that will give him a fair shake and set him up in a good light. You just going to drop that out there right before the Finals? Interesting that the questions that LeBron would want asked were asked. Not blaming the reporters here. So if I was a detective, I have several pieces of evidence that LeBron's about to break up. This is what you do before a breakup. To soften the blow, you put stuff out there. So I've now got LeBron saying, I told him not to trade Kyrie, and they did. I told him not to fire the GM, and they did. I've got the low handshake with Dan Gilbert. We've seen that before. Tell me if you shook your boss's hand like that, it wasn't sending a message, which LeBron just said in the bite. We have a working relationship. If I asked you about your boss and you said, we have a working relationship, that's what you say about a boss you don't like personally. And oh, by the way, there's the other piece of evidence. Just a couple of days ago, LeBron used the squeezing comment. Remember the squeezing comment? Okay, what happens to things you squeeze so there's no more juice left? You discard them. Folks, you don't have to be Matlock, all right? We've got some clues here. The squeeze comment. I'm just trying to squeeze everything out of this roster. The low handshake. And he says yesterday, to get all his messages out, I've got a working relationship with the owner. I told him I didn't want to trade Kyrie. They did. Told him I didn't want him to fire David Griffith. GM, they did. Folks, I mean, again, this isn't even subtle. He drops it right before the Finals. This gives him an out. This is what somebody does before they break up. They pick little fights. They say stuff 2-3 weeks before. Something's not right. I wish you wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. Come on, man. We've got multiple examples here dropped right before the Finals. Listen, don't kid yourself in the media, and this is no criticism of the other network or that reporter. It's not. But there are people viewed in the media as pro-LeBron, LeBron-friendly, can help LeBron with his message. That's not a criticism. That's a good spot to be in right now. He's America's most popular athlete, right? Or certainly in the argument. But to come out before the Finals, those questions asked perfectly for LeBron to drop the hammer and drop the hammer and drop the hammer. That's what you do before you leave. That's what everybody listening to this show, man or woman, you've known a couple of weeks out, you're breaking up and you pick fights and you're trying to soften the blow. And I know what you're saying. Right now you're saying, Colin, that is really a reach, Colin. That is really a reach. Well, what do you know? What happens when people want to leave a relationship? They already start having an emotional and sometimes physical affair with somebody else. Oh, look at this story. What do you know? Mark Stein of the New York Times reports Chris Paul, over the last 48 hours, is actively recruiting LeBron James to go to Houston. Folks, you can't make this stuff up. Most people, sad to say, have somebody else in mind before they cut the cord with somebody. Last 48 hours, Chris Paul's talking to him. And then suddenly LeBron has an interview right before the Finals, drops the hammer, makes sure everybody knows Kyrie Irving, I wanted him. David Griffin, I wanted him. Owner, working relationship with him. You know, it's interesting about these finals because I don't believe LeBron has officially made up his mind yet. But remember when LeBron left Miami, we know Golden State's going to win this championship. But how they win it could decide where he goes. There's a lot to be decided here. Listen, Houston, let's be honest, they're rooting for LeBron to get swept. They want LeBron to get swept, lose in 5, get completely rolled by Golden State. Because then Houston, during the sales pitch, can go to LeBron and say, bro, you're not close. It's like J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Kevin Love. They're not getting any younger. You don't want it to be close if you're Houston. You want LeBron to get flushed out quickly and realize, because you know if you're Houston, he did move back to Cleveland. He did move back to Akron. It's in his heart. LeBron's a good guy. He moved back. He wanted to help his hometown. That's tugging at him. Houston's looking for a route. Houston's looking for LeBron to feel in 10 days, man, this ain't close. There's no answers here. We're not even remotely in the same class with Golden State. I don't want to go to the finals again for the next couple of years and get humiliated. So Houston is rooting for a sweep, a 5-gamer, an ugly LeBron loss. What are the Lakers rooting for? The opposite. Lakers want a very competitive series. Lakers want a very, very competitive series. They don't want LeBron to win in Cleveland because if LeBron wins in Cleveland, he's not going to Los Angeles. Why would you leave? The Lakers want LeBron to lose, but lose in like 6. So they can go to LeBron and say, listen, man, you got close with that group. We're going to give you Kuzma, and Julius Randle had his best year, and Kyle Kuzma. We got a great coach in Luke Walton. We can get Paul George. I mean, you got this close, man. And we're young and getting better. That roster you're with is old and getting worse. Philadelphia is rooting for the Cavs to lose and for LeBron to have to play every minute with an old, slow roster. Philadelphia, they want LeBron to lose, obviously, but they want him to lose and have to play a lot and be fatigued and be worn out. So Philadelphia can turn and say, hey, listen, man, we got 2 stars. Ben Simmons will take a lot of workload off on ball handling. We got young guys, Saric, Embiid, Simmons, and we got Ben Simmons here. You're not going to have to play 48 minutes. You can go play off the ball, dude. Everybody is rooting for something different. That's why these finals are fascinating. Because it's not just that Golden State's going to win. How they win will determine LeBron's future. Remember when he was in Miami? First year lost to Dallas, second year won, third year won, fourth year lost. But it was how they lost. Now, if that Miami team would have beaten San Antonio, he may still be in Miami. But it wasn't just that they lost in Miami. It's just they were routed by the Spurs. They looked old, tired, beat up. So LeBron, yeah, I not only lost in Miami, how I lost. We're getting old, beat up, injured, slow. And he joined younger Tristan Thompson. He joined younger Kyrie Irving and brought what had been a healthy veteran, Kevin Love. Like, we know Golden State's going to win this thing. How they win it matters. And according to the New York Times, and according to a guy who can trust Mark Stein, Chris Paul has already made contact. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of signs. I saw another sign by a potential LeBron teammate yesterday in the NBA. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.